It's a
Yeah,
what
it's
is it?
probably live right now, I believe. Okay, so Shill and Monkey and Arab, let's cut the our private here and move it onto the broadcast. So here,
Oh wait, is this a serious like podcast?
yeah.
Yep. Hello.
Yeah,
Oh
I
shit!
believe
I
we're
thought
all
we were like a
here.
chill conversation.
Hey.
Yeah, so Versus here, Monkey's here, Arab's here, I am here. Yeah, all of us here.
I'm here, bro. I'm here. What's up, everybody?
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
good? What's good?
Okay, yeah. So let's check it. How many? Yeah, 13 viewers already. So I believe this is working at this moment. It's probably just randomness. Okay, so it's not anymore back in OB. Let's try you guys to post the link, for on your Twitter account and stuff.
Yeah, I did.
And Arab disappeared here. So yeah, I mean, overall, this is like the very first broad YouTube broadcast. I mean, as a matter of fact, for me, and 2 hours ago, it was honestly like meant to be only me and Arab to talk about some fresh news on Bitcoin hash. Uh, Arab is asking, what's this? What's this? What's this silence here? What?
Are we
Um,
live?
yeah,
We're live,
probably
bro.
yes.
We're
I mean, this
live. We're
is this is
live.
like the first time. So, um, yeah, let's check it. I will. Yeah, this is like some technical probably issue here with WhatsApp. He's saying he can hear us actually.
I missed
Uh,
you, Burb.
yeah, what?
I missed you, bro.
Yeah, I miss you too, mate. Okay, so
Chuck.
let's check this here. Yeah. Okay, should be good. Should be fine. Okay, so
Nice.
yeah, this is like the very first broadcast officially, uh, and I
I'll
believe
take the video off.
like
I'm just
this
talking.
is like the start of some nice content being made probably by a few guys here. And as I was saying, this was meant to be like for 2 hours ago, only like me and Arab talking about some answering some questions from my Discord channel and about this fresh news on the weird hash that appeared on Bitcoin block and yeah, so here we are with five of us. So I believe it's still like the very best option that could be. And we let me like give you like the short outline how layout how I wanted to go. And firstly, we will give a minute, a few minutes, let's say, to introduce to the audience here, the people. Here we are. I mean, the monkey, the shield, the IT expert who is Arab here, and confirm Arab that you can hear us.
Yeah, I hear you well.
Yeah, that's nice shit. Me and Verso. Yeah, we'll be just probably doing some, I don't know, minute per each, to give some short, probably outline, like to show some of your Twitter accounts, for people to follow and stuff. To check it out. Then I will try to like make it 15 minutes to 20 minutes to answer questions that were like asked that I was asked in my Discord channel in terms of this broadcast bit, because initially this was like the very initial idea of the broadcast here, and after that we will talk about this Bitcoin hash, if you know what I mean, in with our IT expert who is Arab. I mean, he's a friend of mine. I had known him already like for, I don't know. I mean,
6 years.
yeah, 6 years, something like that. He's a crazy guy, So, and he's very keen on the IT stuff. He's working really actively there. in this field, and he knows his stuff really. So this would be pretty valuable, for us all to hear this, how it works. I mean, how it works with the hashes, how it works, and what would be needed, to generate this hash like this that appear lately. And after that, I mean, of course, there is not like the limit that I mean, the single person, talking is like Arab, for example, when it comes to this, this Bitcoin hash. But we all can, of course, like throw some shit there. So after that, Shil and I, Monkey and Verso, I would like you all to. I would like to. Hey, where is your line, Shil and I? You'll
What's
get
up,
one.
everybody?
It's your boy.
It's your boy, Shilnai. What's good?
As always, nigga. Yeah, that's a good shit we're talking about, right? Yeah, and there's after that the verse. You guys, I would like to talk about a few minutes about some interesting, content that you met already, like last days, probably. And after all of this, few minutes to answer some short Q&A stuff. There should be like this panel for chat here. Let me check that for you all, to check it and to ask questions. Okay, I'm having a lunch and I can hear myself double. So yeah. Okay, so let's start with.
Hello.
You stop hearing me, as to just let me know.
I thought I was tripping, bro. I was like,
Same, bro. Same.
Yeah. Okay. For the introduction, let's talk about Monkey first. I must tell you guys, pretty, being honest, he's a drunkard. Really, he's a.
What the hell is this podcast?
It's something good. Yeah, we were with Monkey on the street last day. So yeah, it's just like constant hangover, I believe, for both of us.
That's not true. That was a cultural trip, and I'm back in the action until tomorrow.
Yeah, don't believe it. I believe, last days. I mean, I could be saying Monkey writing like his article on Dragon Chain, which I totally suggest for you all to check it out. And I believe as far as the question about the Dragon Chain, I mean my opinion and the general opinion on the project, and I believe the Monkey would be like the great guy to talk about this Dragon stuff here. As far for the for the article that appeared. And
if you got any questions, just write on the YouTube chat. We'll answer anything that comes up. Hello, Cryptocred.
Yo, Cred's here.
bro, I don't see any tweet.
Oh my god, bro. Cred, shut the fuck up and get out of this chat, bro.
Okay, I mean that's good. I mean, okay, what's up, Cred?
I can't see anything going on.
Is he live or what? I don't
Everyone, just so you know, I'm actually Crypto Cred. I just wear a mask and change my accent because.
Bro, your TA is shit. Stop pretending that.
No, I told you guys all that because I wanted an alter ego and.
Right? Do you speak Russian?
Yeah, I speak Russian. I speak Italian. I speak like 40 languages. So yeah.
Can you speak some Italian right now?
Totally, man.
What was that to hear?
The pizzeria and shit, man.
Oh shit! I love it, mate.
Pizzeria. Come on.
Okay. I believe. Are we having any guests? Surprising guests still? I mean, that are willing to join our cast here. Just let me know. Okay, so for the Monkey, I mean. Check him out. Definitely give him a follow on Twitter. I mean, he's a friend of mine. We are both Polish guys. We live pretty close to each other, and we both actually like. As a matter of fact, I mean, he was like the main inspiration for me, to start all of this. with the Twitter and with the technical analysis and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty good. You know, after all, after this whole time, we're keeping that together. For the Shill and I, you know, all Burbs, it's your boy. It's your boy, Shill and I, as always.
As always.
Yeah, nigga. And I'm back and see you're doing some rebranding at this moment. So, what is it about?
What is what about?
Your rebranding stuff on Twitter.
Oh yeah, man! I've done a rebranding. As y'all know, I was using Bill Nye's avatar with a couple of Ethereum face tattoos and a gold grill before. No, I'm just changing it over, man. I think my brand is really based upon my being anonymous and my my mask and all that stuff. So that's kind of what the brand's about. And just focused on talking about more blockchain stuff, and I'm still going to talk about crypto and investments, but also talking about just like moving things forward in the blockchain space. Because like,
I believe as far as we were talking, actually, I can see you're constantly like being on the conferences like blockchain and crypto related, and we were actually talking with a few bigger burbs, let's call it this way, to meet in Las Vegas. In Las Vegas, you know, it's in October, I believe, last days in October. Yeah, so this would be the time for us, you know, to get some tickets and meet there. An IT expert that will be talking about this Bitcoin hash, and Arab, he's a friend of mine as well. So you make sure you listen carefully what he says. It won't be hard to follow, definitely. Cryptobirbz, so anything to add from you?
Yo,
it's your boy.
So.
Nah, I trade on demo.
Yeah, okay.
Nah, I'm pretty low key. I'm not that like popping on Twitter.
Yeah, everybody says that actually. Okay.
I don't love attention like Shilnai, you know. He loves his
Yeah.
It's because you're my manager, bro. You're supposed to be behind the scenes.
Yeah, Shilnai's my bitch.
Yeah,
yeah, you wish.
Okay. Okay, low. So let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving, guys. I mean, kidding. I don't know if Cred is here for real, but if you are here, I mean, let us know. Are you here or not?
Well,
whoa. Well, I don't know. Okay, so just for a few lines, if you're here with us. Okay, so answering the questions, I mean, we can actually start with the Vert Dragon chain question, and yeah, let's discuss it probably like here with the, you know, our forum here. So Monkey, what would be like the main points you would like to talk about in terms of Dragon chain?
All right, so well, I guess everybody knows at least a bit about Dragon chain, since this is like the most back-held position right now in crypto, with almost everybody minus 80% on it. But like after really deep research, I must say that this is probably the only coin out of all those like backholding calls like Tron, like Vert, and all these other shitty projects. This one actually has a lot of potential, and the only thing that actually stops me from being really bullish on it, and I guess most other people, is the fact that it has a lot of problems with regulations. Because the platform itself and the team behind it and the technology that they're planning to create, like a lot of people call Dragon Chain the competitor to Ethereum, to Neo, but that's actually a total opposite of what they are trying to do, because they're trying to actually use Ethereum and Neo and any other public blockchain for the platform, so that they can give the possibility for the companies to use those other blockchains through the Dragon Chain. And many people think that because the Dragon Chain is on Ethereum, it means that it kind of has, you know, we have to wait for the mainnet and stuff like that. But you can actually create your own smart contracts and everything on the Dragon Chain right now, even though it is a ARC20 token. So like this right now is almost actually ready to getting implemented for the businesses. It's like it's still in the alpha stage and stuff, but it's pretty well developed right now. And as I said, like the team is really top notch, but everything besides the base of the project, the platform from the businesses, so the incubator and the marketplace and all this other stuff, already did get hit a lot by the regulations so far, and will probably have even more problems in the future going forward. Which is why, yeah, many people, not only like me who never was invested in it and just figuring if it's worth right now, but many people who did hold it from the top, blame basically the very big drop on the inability of the team to basically handle the regulations and the incubator. Because on the one hand, it could have been, in my opinion at least, stopped a little bit earlier. Like if you know that 1 or 2 ICOs didn't work out because you had problems with regulations, you do not push yourself to trying to incubate the third one, fourth one, fifth one. But on the other hand, this ICO thing is everything that basically gives value, for example, to Ethereum and to Neo, because it creates a big ecosystem. And without having things like this, like the overall value of the platform kind of decreases. So I kind of understand why they wanted to go this way and kind of push it, but it kind of backfired in a bad way. That even the very loyal holders right now have some doubts about how this can be a very good long-term hold. So I don't know. I mean, it's still one of the most promising actually projects if they can pull off what they're planning to do. But it's definitely not something that you should back right now and just leave it for a year or two, because there is so many things independent from them that can happen that can basically just crash the price and make Dragon Chain never fulfill the potential. And I think if they can work it out, this is a top 10 project at least, because it's basically yeah.
Mm-hmm. So many questions actually, regarding this Dragon Chain were concerning like this stuff, whether it's going to reach its ATH level or not. So what do you think of that?
Wait, can you repeat? Because I was reading the questions in the chat.
Yeah, I believe many questions in terms of the Dragon Chain are concerned on whether it's going to reach like its ATH level probably like this year. Most of questions like apply to this year.
Yeah, so, I mean, if it's going to come back to all-time high?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think that's not going to happen. Just like I actually think that almost none alts are going to ever reach all-time high in Bitcoin again. And really? I've said it like on November as well, and almost none did, outside of some really ridiculous pumps. Because it is possible if we really stay in this at these Bitcoin levels for a longer period, and we really have an altcoin season. But if we do not, we do look at the dollar value, and reaching right now high Bitcoin values, with Bitcoin growing as well in the future, and I'm pretty sure it's going to start its uptrend by the end of this year. Not now, but it will by the end of this year.
I think it's the same.
It will be. It's harder for a coin to come back to its all-time high when it doesn't have that. It's not really speculation anymore right now, because you right now know a lot about the project, how it works, what it has like in plans, how it worked before. It's not like you're speculating how much this can be worth. You right now have to actually deliver to justify going that high once again.
And I quickly add something.
Yeah,
I think one of the problems with Dragon Chain is, as Monkey wrote in his article, it's close to a cult kind of following, and there was a lot of false promises and like hope and stuff around such stupid things. For example, a lot of people attached the Disney, the Disney partnership with Dragon Chain.
Yeah.
And the team had always said, we're not affiliated with Disney. There was a lot of people saying because Dragon Chain's headquarters were next to Bittrex, that they were going to go on Bittrex soon. A lot of the hope
The Starbucks one. The Starbucks one was one of the worst.
Yeah, the Starbucks one too. A lot of the hope and a lot of the price inflation to, I think it was about $5, was created from the community themselves. So whether there'll be an all-time high this year, I do not think it's very probable, because the all-time high before was based upon complete lies and complete what they call hopium, you know what I mean? So I don't think there'll be a new all-time high. And this is from someone that holds a lot of Dragon.
Yeah, definitely. Like, just notice that the market cap actually like has changed pretty much since the times of the ATH levels still. And actually, I believe like the market that will come like in, I mean, this is all about cycles. So I do expect like the alt season and stuff. I mean, maybe not like the I mean, it's pretty hard to compare each alt season, because the quality of the market is pretty different. So this last pumps, I mean December last year and January this year, this was pretty much all about like this craziness and hype all over the world, probably pumped pretty much by media all over the world as well. And this would be probably like hard to reach the very same people, to make actually the same mistake, because for the most of them this would be like still the mistake, because they probably like bought the tops on Bitcoin, and now are suffering and stuff. So after having experienced this pretty much like losses and getting kind of fucked up, I believe it would be harder, for the market cap to reach the same levels of craziness that would actually like correspond and apply to what you guys say in terms of these ATH levels. I mean, it would be probably very hard to reach the very same levels. I mean, of that with definitely firstly with current market capitalization, which is like very 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 low compared to what was that back in a few months ago. But still, I believe, there is definitely like this positive scenario to that. As far as the project, as Monkey says and reports in his article, it's pretty like promising, despite having some disadvantages in terms of the communication. As actually, I was like sitting in front of, next to him while he was researching and writing all this stuff, and we were talking. I can remember we were talking about their inability, to deliver the simple kind of information about, for example, the very team creating this project. So this is like the example of stuff that must be really solved, for people to follow, because as I said, the quality of the market would change. The many investors probably would be like different profiles of investors. So they would probably not like jump in without knowing nothing about the project as it was back in a few minutes ago. But the market would probably become like a bit more, let's call it like, would require more from the market itself. I mean, people would require more from the projects. I don't know how it sounds, but this is what I think. Yeah. And how about Wabi? I mean, WABI project. Personally, I believe this might be like.
Did we just invite CryptoCred here to talk about Wabi?
Oh my god!
As the official community manager, yeah.
This is
okay. So this is like kind of surprise, but yeah, go on, mate.
Oh, I have no fucking idea. I've never owned any Wabi. It's just a great meme, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh my god, CryptoCred, what are you doing here?
Literally,
Can I quickly say about Dragon quickly before we go on to Wabi?
No, we already passed it. We're done.
Phil and I, get back to your selfies and shit, bro. Quickly about Dragon. I spoke to the CEO, and okay, they were a bit overambitious for the whole incubator thing. The reason the lack of communication, I'm not trying to save them or anything. Like, I admit I have a bag of Dragon, but I completely agreed with Monkey's article. The reason why they didn't communicate effectively, in my opinion, is because there is no like there's no set in stone legalities surrounding crypto and ICOs and stuff right now. So the CEO told me like the reason they had to change all of that was because they're scared about being ruled as a security and stuff like that. They do not, whatever they do not want to be ruled as a security. So they're taking every step, you know, to make sure that that doesn't happen. So that's why they've had to, you know, roll back on that and change it, which in my opinion is quite bullish actually. Right now, short term, it's pretty bearish. You know, nothing's really happening. Nothing crazy is happening. But I mean, if they're being super compliant in the long run, it just makes me, you know, bullish because they're not going to get fucked over by the SEC.
Great, thanks
Hello?
for sharing.
Okay, you know, guys, I didn't like it's kind of hard to manage this bunch of people here. Okay, but never mind. Coming back to this.
Nervous, Bird.
Yeah, no, really. I'm
cool.
I'm chill. You know.
Bird's, I mean, Cred's nearly got 100K followers, bro. Don't get nervous.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just running out of money to keep buying every like so many every month.
Yeah, I believe we're you know, we all together will still like having more followers than the Chris itself, right? Yeah, but never mind. No joking. Okay, so coming back to the WBI. I believe like Crit like might talk some shit about it.
Did you just ask me a question?
Kinda. Let's call it a question here.
This is awesome.
Sorry, what did you ask?
I mean, the question is actually because I didn't know you were like kind of connected with the WBI. I mean,
well, that'd be news to me as well, mate. If I'm connected.
Okay, so overall, I mean, the question was whether the WBI, I mean, the Webby, I don't know how we call it, whether it's worth investing in terms of its fundamentals. I would say yes, and I would like to hear your opinions too.
Fred doesn't know nothing about Wabi, I think.
I think Craig should take this. I heard he's the CMO of Wabi.
I have no fucking clue, so I'll pass it on to Shil now.
Bro, Shil doesn't even know what fucking cryptocurrency is, bro.
Yeah. Wait, what is the cryptocurrency, bro? No.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know shit about Wabi, bro. I have no idea what it is or what it does. So
clearly a hot topic.
Burr,
do you guys even know what industry does Wabi works in? Oh shit!
I mean, I'm waiting for you, to cover the topic because I was like throwing the question, and I will talk about it later.
I know nothing about it. I don't want to cover it.
Okay.
Bird, why don't you talk and tell us all about Wabi and what you like about it?
Yeah, I believe like after all, I mean, because
is this a paid promotion?
Well, not really. There was a question. There was a question about the coming master nodes of it. I mean, personally, I consider it like not the very best or top of the best investments here, but I believe like after having like this low prices on that, it's pretty bottom out. So it's after having Bitcoin like stabilized for a couple of days and coming like this launch on master nodes in a couple of days next. So overall, I believe like with as far as this was a question, from Burbs, I believe this might be like going for a short time if you wish to take it. So but generally they are having pretty much like to come. I mean, in next years, definitely like having they must like update their roadmap surely. I mean, have you guys been talking to any of these community representatives? I mean, like for the roadmap after that, this year
of Wabi?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm looking at the product, and it's a counterfeit thing. So if it has like a label, a Wabi label, or something, it shows it's not counterfeit. Why would they need a masternode for something like that?
Yeah, I mean, this is a good question actually, and this is the question to you guys if you were talking, you know.
I feel like now a lot of dead project. Well, I'm not saying it's dead, but a lot of projects will suddenly be like, "Oh, let's add masternodes." Example,
yeah,
Dragon Chain, they're adding them too. I feel like it's such masternode season right now. Some coins are just like using the word just to pump the price, to be honest.
Yeah, this is kind of like similar to the ICO hype that was like back a few months ago when everybody like invested like you know, in as many ICOs as they could.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, I mean, as a result, there appeared, you know, very much very many actually fake ICOs. I can remember this shitty, I mean, this exit scam that they posted. I mean, I don't know, I can't remember the project clearly, but there was a something like they collected $30 million probably, and like gave the exit scam living on their website only in the left upper corner, something like penis word, I don't know. And after that,
You mean with the selfie on the beach?
No,
because that was like just a stunt.
You're talking about the same project.
No.
Because they did the penis thing, and then they came back being like, "Yo, this shows how dangerous this is."
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
So it's the same.
Yeah. So what I'm saying actually, this is like, it's pretty comparable what's happening right now with masternodes. I mean,
the penis was different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's penis.
Does anyone in here own masternodes?
Are we talking about penis?
What kind of question is this?
I'm just wondering because I wanted to give an input on masternodes. I was wondering if anyone else had them.
I do.
I mean, on generally?
Yeah, just generally for other projects.
I'm running in Mano masternodes, for example, and it's pretty good.
I mean, I dress myself in the morning, so I don't have any masternodes now.
I think masternodes are pretty overrated. As someone that has a lot, people forget the fact that to actually make money with a masternode, there has to be demand too. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people like Shil Nye, for example, who will look for the return of investment, and he won't look at anything else. If you're people listening to the podcast, you're looking for a masternode, the ROE has to be like, it has to be a bit normal. You know?
ROI, bro. It's ROI.
ROI. Sorry, I'm too busy making.
Yikes.
The ROI needs to be reasonable. If you see an ROI of like 2,000, don't go for it. It's not going to be sustainable. And just don't listen to Shil Nye if you're getting a masternode, bro. That's my advice.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on to another question when it comes to the
moving on,
institutional money. Actually, that's hard to appear reportedly, you know, on the market, especially in terms of, you know, Bitcoin. And what do you think of that? I mean, there was a question purely like answering whether regarding whether the institutions like would still want to like appear on the project and have their share in there.
Could you summarize the question?
Are we still talking about Wabi?
Not really.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm with Craig. Can you summarize that question again?
Yeah, so there was a question whether institutional money, I mean, whether institutions will be interested in, you know, investing in you know, in alts market, in Bitcoin market, in general, in cryptocurrency stuff, and the blockchain. I mean, in terms of the application to, I mean, how generally institutions might want to enter the market actually, that would affect us as traders.
They're definitely going to be entering the market in some way, shape, or form. 100% that like the large majority of them will be entering in terms of just the blockchain technology. I think some of them will be investing in cryptocurrency. I've been talking with a few people at conferences that have been like pretty high up people who are telling me that they are institutions and they are buying over the counter Bitcoin right now. So yeah, that's kind of what I've heard about it. I think it'll happen. Do I think they're going to invest in altcoins? Probably not. I mean, maybe
if they do, it'll be private Yes.
Yeah, and if they do, yeah, it'll be over the counter, it'll be private, and if they do, it'll only be like the very top projects in the space. Like nobody's gonna go buy your shitcoin just because it's a shitcoin, and nobody's gonna pump it then another 10, 20x. Yeah, so that's just my
There's a
opinion.
big misconception about that. People think institutional money equals a massive pump in Bitcoin. They're not. Institutional money doesn't equal stupid money. Like in 2017, if they're going to get into Bitcoin, they're not going to just buy the whole market book, are they? They're going to do it smartly, which we spoke with Korean Jew about. They're not just going to buy. They're just, you never know. Maybe they're stocking up right now during this dip, but it's not going to just pump the price magically. So if people are expecting that, I think you're going to be quite disappointed.
And also like you got to realize like institutional money. That's probably exactly right, Verso. Like they're probably buying right now, and they're probably ready to fucking wreck your ass when we get over 10K. You know, like the institutional money most likely, and at least in my opinion, isn't going to wait for 50K to 100K Bitcoin. Like they're going to look to make that good 10, 20, 50, maybe 100%, maybe 100%. They're looking for lower gains than most of the plebs and the noobs out there are looking for. And so I think it's going to leave a lot of people wrecked, especially if institutional money is buying over the counter at like $6,000, $7,000. I think they're going to look to exit before we hit 14K ever again. So that's just my opinion on it.
Yeah. Actually, the question connected with this one that I got to talk about here. Today. So this was concerning whether by joining the institutions, joining the market, and then the blockchain, it's zone itself field, whether it will help or actually make it harder for the market to recover and for Bitcoin, especially as far many investors are pretty deeply wrecked with Bitcoin price. So whether it will help or actually not really.
I'd say not really.
Or versa. Yeah, what?
I'd say not really.
Yeah, I'd say not really too. I'd say that maybe it'll help with morale, like maybe people will feel more bullish if they find out the fact that the institutional money is buying over the counter. I think it might help with the sentiment in the space. I think it might bring people's spirits up a little bit. But is it actually going to affect the price? Like, no. Like people are buying over the counter. It's not going to just pump from 7,000 to 10,000 because someone's buying a shit ton over the OTC right now.
I think, let's say Microsoft spent a lot of money getting into Bitcoin. It will be the news of Microsoft entering that would pump Bitcoin more than Microsoft entering themselves. Like crypto is so speculative still. So it's the news of something happening more than the actual action taking place that will pump Bitcoin.
Yeah. So what do you think, guys, actually, in terms of the volatility? After all of that we're discussing, what is like typical to crypto sphere and what might change actually, in my opinion, would be this volatility stuff. In terms of increasing the market quality, as we are speaking, this would be set and focused probably, or kind of like more steady growths. I would not probably expect this times 100 in a short term kind of short term, let's call it this way, definitely not long term time frame. And how do you guys see it, in terms of the volatility itself?
Well, if the volatility on the coins will decrease, at that point we will already have the USD pairs on biggest altcoins, and maybe not the biggest ones, and we'll also have a lot more leverage play. So one way or another, there will be ways to make still a lot of money, but yeah, like the crazy pumps, I think they're not gonna disappear that quickly from the very low caps. You still have a really, really low barriers of entry to crypto. You can be a single developer and you can create a project that can be worth millions. So like you cannot take that away, and that is like somebody can catch this kind of project early. I don't think there's a way of stopping this having good potential to pump. But if you are talking in alts in general, then yeah, the volatility is going to decrease, but we're also going to have more leverage play. And it's gonna even out a bit, but it's definitely gonna be a lot safer. I mean, less volatile and more appropriate for a regular investor.
Yeah, so this would overall like require more technical, I mean, trading skills here, to get some turnover on on such market, right? Shilnai was saying something.
Yeah, and exactly, Burb. And you got to realize, like, a large majority of the investors out there right now, they don't want to learn any of the technical skills. They don't have any of the technical skills to like analyze charts and stuff. And they're here solely because of the volatility. Like, they're here 100% only because they believe that they're going to 100x their money, 200x their money, etc., in a very short time span. So I think if the volatility dies, I think we're also going to see a large majority, at least a decent amount of the people leave the market and enter into other ways of making money.
Yeah, but still, overall, I would still like stand the opinion that many investors would appear, I mean, so-called investors would appear on the market when it's like some bullish content on Bitcoin on the market. So whenever like they like kind of realize that the Bitcoin price like has been pumping for a few weeks already, then this would be probably the time for them to get some trades in halfway of the Bitcoin rising. So this kind of might repeat. I mean, kind of might repeat, not like literally. The alt season generally and the situation on the market that appeared, the last pumps. But as I say, the quality would be different. People that would be joining probably would be like not wanting to make same mistakes twice. I mean, but still many like high percentage of this of such market would still believe that the price will go forever, like will go up forever. Yeah, but it's still won't be like the same market that it is always like turning the cycles, but every time the market is pretty much different from each other.
I'm interested because do you think people said the same thing in 2016, 2015, 2014 as we're saying now, like, oh, it's not going to do the same as before? I'm interested. I think people had the same idea and then it just keeps doing the same thing again and again.
I mean, no one learns. That's why we get these repetitive cycles. Because nobody fucking learns from their mistakes. No, it doesn't happen. I mean, in general,
market irrationality.
Like, yeah, I mean, it'll just be the same thing over again, just with a different price. And also, the term institutional money is, I think, the most useless term anyone has ever used when discussing market participants in Bitcoin. So people conflate two things, right? So when it comes to institutional money, the first thing they conflate is between people who work for institutions buying Bitcoin and then institutions themselves in their own professional capacity buying Bitcoin, which simply hasn't fucking happened, right? And that relates to the second point. Well, what do you mean by institutional? People think like daddy's rich hedge fund guys buying Bitcoin OTC is institutional money, which is bullshit. Because if we're talking actual proper institutional investors, that's your, pension funds, mutual funds, insurance companies, banks, whatever else. It's not these, Palo Alto wankers buying a few mil over the counter and getting CryptoGat as an advisor. It's completely different. And I also don't get why people are so keen to actually have so-called institutional money in the market. Because if you're losing money trading altcoins against other altcoin traders, good luck against a fucking high frequency trading algo like 1 second away from BitMEX office in Hong Kong. Like, it's going to eat you alive. Like, all of it is shit. And there's also the assumption that for some reason, when institutions come in, they're going to buy spot Bitcoin. Like, these pension funds or whatever are going to have spot exposure to Bitcoin and pump it up. It's ridiculous. If there's a good derivatives or another type of instrument which they can just track and settle in dollars, and then, if they have spot exposure, just fucking hedge it through one of the instruments available. That's so much more likely than these literal big banks coming in and buying your Bitcoin. It's just all so ridiculous. The most frustrating debate I think I've ever fucking come across in this space about what institutional money is going to do and what form it's going to take. So no one fucking understands it. It's just all so misguided. And it's all because of pomp.
Because of pomp. Also, like, even to add to that, like, and getting off the topic of trading a little bit, it's like Like everybody's like all worried about what happens when the volatility dies, but nobody's like doing anything about it, right? So I think everybody in this chat right now is building shit that's outside of the market. It's related to crypto, but it's also not determined upon what the price of Bitcoin is. You know, we see Monkey over here. He's writing books. Verso's got some shit on the download that he's working on. Cred's got his whole YouTube channel, and he's got a whole you could say business that he's built out of that. Birb's building something fucking epic as well. You know, he's got a huge following.
Chill now is wearing bandanas and going to conferences.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. So
no, but I agree. But I'd say this is
not, let me finish my thought here, Verso. This is where like this is an opportunity right now, because not just because we have a volatile market and we're new to it, but this is also an opportunity because it's a market that nobody's an expert in. Like no one, like everybody's learning and everybody's like, oh, what the fuck's gonna happen next? Where are we gonna go next? So you have the opportunity to build something here that could be the forefront for the next 5 to 10 years of a brand new industry, brand new multi-billion-dollar industry. So
I'd agree with what you're saying, but I would also say me, you, Monkey, Bird, Cred, and Sismon. Well, I don't really know him, but I mean, we're probably the 1%. I'm telling you right now, probably 90% of people have bought Bitcoin around the all-time high, and now they're just holding on. They don't have money or any free money to go to other, you know, ventures or anything like that. A lot of people are just holding right now, and they're just not gonna. They don't have the free space.
Totally.
I don't know. Invest in houses, land, or stuff like that. So,
I get that. And there's other. I'm just talking about other things, like, you know, like it didn't cost me a fucking cent to start this brand and pull up my iPhone and start making videos and doing shit like that. And I know I'm not a fucking expert at all, you know, but there's ways that you can build stuff without needing money.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I just encourage people to fucking do something else, man. Yeah, be creative. Put your energy into something else. There's way too many people that are sitting on Twitter complaining about the charts, or frustrated because their coins are dead, and they invested way too much money in January, and they're not fucking doing anything about it.
Too many people rely on other people. Like you're sat there DMing someone, asking them what you should buy. You're not gonna make it. You should just leave the market, to be honest. I remember when I started, I didn't ask anyone anything. I just did my own research. It's so like, you know, everyone says do your own research, but honestly, like, just not just do your own research crypto, just go out and do your own thing. Don't stop relying on so many other people. You're not going to make it in life just expecting other people to do everything for you.
Yeah, but this would like still make like this would be still like made and like ran by the minority of the market. I mean, generally, you know, people, I mean, the whole market economics and stuff work on the basis that people are generally lazy and greedy. So this is like the reason, you know, that the minority, the very minority, would still do similar kind of to you. I mean, this is like, of course, the very best approach, and this is the way you actually like gain knowledge and gain experience and become like the successful trader, not only in crypto, but I believe like this is the good approach, you know, for your whole life in life.
Yeah.
So yeah, I believe that still, you know, this still the majority here makes the pumps. So I believe I mean, it is how it is. This is how it is, and people would still like be you know, be harmed by that, and some of us will still like play the pumps and take profits. So I mean, anyway, it stands good. I mean, both sides playing the market. Okay, so moving on to the latest Bitcoin. I mean, not kind of announcement, but this kind of hype that appeared today. I woke up to this kind of similar to this kind of like interesting mystery, kind of, let's call it this way. And I was talking to my friend, to Arab, who is here with us with the profile pic of Doggo or something like that. And he's here with us, and I would like to hear your opinion on how it is with the Bitcoin. I mean, I sent you already like this articles that was like that were speculating on what was going to happen with the market, with the whole crypto field, and generally with the, you know, with the security all over the market. So yeah, feel free to hit some lines here.
So hi.
Hello.
So basically, I recently read the article about this some mysterious hash, and so basically it was retweeted so many times, and people are wondering what's going on with that. And uh, some people believe that it's about all these leading zeros, and another ones think that's about this 21 E8. So the 21 E8 references basically the theory of everything. So there's some physics theory that
Yeah.
aims to explain how the whole universe works, and that's the 21 E8. And
Yeah.
there are some calculations that and speculations that this hash was generated on purpose. So someone managed to generate the hash of the block, and managed to make it look like the theory of everything. But yeah,
Yeah, so basically, what we were actually discussing kind of on this topic was whether it was kind of like made on purpose, which you already like touched the point here. But many, and inside in this very article I sent you, this was like the some text of it devoted for this quantum computing, and we were talking with Arab. What I mean, is it like even is it even like reachable at this moment for for current like techniques and developments and stuff all over the world to to provide such hashes combined.
yeah. So the hashing algorithm of the Bitcoin is SHA 256. So it means it basically has 256 bits. So
Yeah.
it's 64 characters, and the hashing algorithm, no matter the input, produces always 64 characters. So the chance to produce the exact hash for any given input is like 16 to the power of 64. So it's
Yeah,
rather
it's pretty
big.
sick.
Yeah, and
It's
and whole thing in mining bitcoins is trying to gas some hash, which starts with some leading zeros, and it depends on how many zeros you have to have this in that generated
yeah in the,
hash.
uh-huh.
That sets up the difficulty of how difficult it's to calculate or to gas the hash of the block. And
Yeah,
uh,
so we were discussing it was pretty hard, to get with this hash, with this whole zeros, and I believe we calculated it already. I mean, it's probably like little sense making the whole calculations right now, but I can tell you, and I can confirm probably it's pretty little chance, really like tiny little chance to generate some hash like that with with this all repetitive zeros at this in the beginning. And can you get on that, Arab?
yeah, so as I said before, there is some number of leading zeros which has to be present in the hash to make it valid. So if you manage to gas the hash which begins with, for example, 10 leading zeros, and that's the current level of difficulty of the whole Bitcoin blockchain, uh, it's like kind of acknowledge that it's a valid hash, and you get the reward from mining the block. And so it's worth noticing that all blocks mined this time will begin with exact number of leading zeros, and that's because there is some difficulty set up right now, and all hash just have to begin with this number of leading zeros. And so basically the only interesting thing about this particular one
Yeah.
hash tweeted is the thing this 21 E8, so which is stated to refer the theory of everything, but
Yeah.
it's rather, in my opinion, it's I'm pretty sure it's like total coincidence, because all like rest of the hash is totally random, and the 21E8 is also random too. So it's like just matter of the coincidence, and all these theories like referencing that there's Satoshi's like pushing the blocks, or someone managed to gas this hash. It's like it's total bullshit, because if ever everyone's able to gas the hash, he would totally use it in different purposes, because like hashing is the basics of modern cryptography. So the whole thing, like storing passwords, like counting shortcuts of binary programs, or like comparing other stuff to other, is based on the hashing. So if you are able to like break the hash, you would be able also to break like
it's security,
encrypted security or whatever. So if someone is able to break the hash, or to guess which input provided particular hash,
he will be probably
use
not
it in
bragging
other
about it,
way.
right?
Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, this is like this was like the main concern of this article as well, because people were feared that the single man or single institution would be in power enough of all the wallets. I mean, of if they like broke the codes, if they broke the cryptography, this would be like the whole cryptography theories would be like buried in one moment, right? So the question, I mean, is, as we were discussing, Arab, the question is, I mean, is it possible even to touch such calculations with current computing, like current computing on quantum physics?
Yeah. So when it comes to this, like normal ordinary computer, it's almost impossible to break this hash. So in fact, it is not still regarded as safe to store passwords or whatever, but that's because of algorithm that it's like reversible. But when it comes to like guessing the hash from the given input, it's still impossible the ordinary computers. And when it comes to the quantum computers, it's in theory it's possible, and in theory the quantum computers would be very good at calculating that kind of stuff. But nowadays we are not like just not able to force them to calculate some like that complicated things. I mean, now we are able like to force the quantum computer to add 1 to 1, and we are happy if it gives the result
correct answer,
it's a result that it's probably close to 2, but it's still not valid, or you have like no 1% 1% chance that it's correct. So current algorithms are not we are like just not able to write the algorithms on the quantum computers to calculate hashes. So so that's the thing. If we would, that would be a great breakthrough. But now we are the operations like adding or even subtracting things on the quantum computers are extremely difficult, and so calculating hashes is much more complicated.
After all that, the computer, I mean, the quantum computing is all about actually turning and changing the electron spins. I mean, I'll get pretty interesting once, as far as I'm the chemical engineer, so the engineering like gave the very of the computing in terms of quantum mechanics, and this is like very hard, to achieve, because it is all like computed. It is all like held in very strict conditions, like very very low, close to the critical zero temperature of 0 kelvins, and like very hard conditions, to achieve like any computing power here on quantum computers. It's like sickly expensive. So for now, actually, the only purpose, for using the computer, like in terms of the quantums, the quants, though, would be like probably this scientific research, probably not really like this, making fun to get some reverse engineering stuff to recreate this very exact hash on the block. Yeah, as a matter of fact, overall, I believe we would agree on that. That this would be hard to believe that one person would like to brag about it, like to announce it in a in a kind of shady way, that he's in power, in possession of all the passwords and all the wallets. As a matter of fact, that would actually, as it occurred, to be the truth, this would probably ruin the whole market, the whole cryptocurrency, and the whole cryptography in the blink of an eye. And after that, this is like, yeah, as we were discussing, if I was the one to invent such stuff, I would probably be more quiet than sharing the info all over the internet. Yeah. So any tops on that, guys? I mean, creds, Burb is here. Shilnai, I mean, are you here?
I am, but God no, I have no idea, man. Hash.
Yeah,
the only
I
thing
have no
when it comes to
idea.
hash, all I think is Shill Night, a conference, but nothing else.
Bro, when it comes to hash, all I think is hash browns, man.
No, okay. Monkey is here. I can see he's like.
I am, but I also don't have anything clever to say.
Okay. Okay. So on the top of that, I believe this is not only like significant exposure that I mean, with after this tweet that appeared on the internet regarding this Bitcoin hash on the block. I believe this is like kind of play on the mystery, I believe. I mean, I don't know if you guys ever seen that, but there's cryptography, I mean, not cryptography, but the blockchain itself and cryptocurrencies are actually becoming more and more kind of like religion to many people.
Yeah, I can bet that there is somewhere a block which has leading zeros and then 666, and I can bet I would be able to find that kind of block. And does it mean that the Bitcoin is of the tool of evil or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, this is like probably it.
That's a pure probability.
Probability, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I believe for the topic that would be all, and let's keep it short and have a few minutes for us all to give some general suggestions, on saying goodbye probably. Yeah, so Shilnai, what's up?
Hey, what's up, people? It's your boy Shilnai, as always. Super stoked to be on this podcast. I love these guys. Anyways.
Why you do this, man?
Why not, bro? It's my fucking internet persona. Anyways, what do you want me to say, man? Fuck. The market sucks ass. Go create something and stop being a fucking tool.
That's the fucking what? Tool? You
tool.
Say? Fool, yeah. Fool, yeah. Never mind. It's all good still.
And my final question actually, Burb, is what the fuck is a burb?
Oh, you mate. I'll tell you in Vegas, baby.
Oh God.
Oh, God. Yeah, I'm back.
back from paying or what?
I just had a quick meeting with someone.
Yeah, with the toilet.
Shut the fuck up first.
Yeah, okay, so first, as far as you hear, just throw some closing lines. I mean, on closing lines, or not the whole podcast, but this all when you would to like get a few lines to tell Burbz and all the viewers what would be like the good approach to to provide to be in
Like before you die, what would you say?
All right, I would say expect nothing and you will never be disappointed. So,
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
don't
oh, that
expect
is a
Bitcoin
sick
to go
line,
to,
man.
don't expect Bitcoin
Wow.
to go to 100K, just expect it to be dead for the next 10 years and you will never be disappointed. You know what I mean? It's my
Yeah.
advice.
His name is really Crypto Buddha, actually, guys. So
Like, I mean, this is like sums it all pretty much. So okay, so Monkey.
I don't get into Twitter fights, kids. It's not healthy. It's not good for the community. Unless you want to talk shit about Nai, that's always welcomed. But other than
oh my god!
But I bought
Look up
Pepe
Monkey.
cards, bro, and then no one wants to buy them off me.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's getting pretty dark.
Oh god!
Okay. Okay.
Bye, guys.
Kretz, what would be your lines here?
It's easy to waste a lot of time on Twitter, so you need to
Yeah.
curate a high quality feed. So unfollow Shilnai.
No shit. Should I for president?
Dude, what the fuck? Why am I getting roasted right now? This is bullshit.
Yeah, is it like paid shilling or stuff? I don't know.
Yeah, Nai, what is your big secret that you're planning to announce on Twitter soon?
My big secret?
Yeah.
He's releasing bandanas limited.
Bandanas, bro.
I actually have a question for Shilnai, unironically.
Oh
Oh,
no.
fuck.
So, like, a lot of people really don't like you. Why is that? I'm not joking. Like, in Discords and Twitter, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, fuck Shilnai." But have you done something like shady in the past, or what is it? Why are you
No,
why are you unpopular?
I haven't done anything shady.
Wait, can I answer that? Like,
Yeah.
actually, can I actually answer that honestly? Why I think people hate him?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah,
bro. Why not?
please.
Honestly, this is why.
Because you've seen it, right? I'm not making it up.
No, serious,
Yeah,
like, actually serious answer. Crypto is full of so many, let's just say that Goober guy. It's full of so many depressed, negative cunts.
Yeah.
And Shilnai is super positive. Like, I'm not trying to kiss his ass or anything. He's a wanker, of course. But I mean, he's very positive and he's never negative. And there's a lot of negative people on Twitter and they hate seeing people, when everyone's depressed because of the Bitcoin price and shit like that, they hate seeing positive people.
So he's poor man's pomp, is what you're saying.
Huh?
He's poor man's pomp.
Yeah, exactly, with a bandana. How often do you wash that bandana, by the way?
Bro, I also think, like, to be honest with you, I think it has to do with that, and I think it also has to do with jealousy a lot. Like, not to like fucking toot my own horn.
Stop
like,
being a manager, bro. That's arrogant. Don't say that.
I don't give a fuck, man. I'll say whatever I want. Anyways, like I gained a lot of followers very quickly. And so I think people are a little bit jealous of that. And yeah, I think that's the other thing.
Yeah, but this would still like require this kind of like finding your own place in inside all the crypto community. So I would still like congratulate you on that, because this was like pretty pumping gain followers for you, Shilnai. And I couldn't actually like get enough astonished and surprised how fast you get that. And I was curious what was the final reason for that. And yeah, I totally support what Verso says. I mean, this is all the positivity that you might be bringing probably, and this is what you in return you're having the hate rate all over. So I believe this is kind of like a healthy sign, because when many people like hate you, this is like the signal for you that you're doing probably something kind of well. So at least it applies to me. So.
Because crypto's so murky, like it's a bit cloudy, a lot of people are up to a lot of dodgy different things. A lot of people just think, okay, this guy, Shilnai, this guy is too nice. He's up to something. He's got something, that he's doing. He's being a bit, he's too nice. People don't trust that either. I think that's another reason. They think he's got some real reason behind being such a fucking nice guy.
And bro, to be honest with you, like the fact is, like I am who I am. Like whether you want to call it Shilnai or whether you want to call me by my real name, like I'm still the same fucking person. And
damn, that must be rough.
It's fucking awesome, monkey.
Yeah,
It's fucking awesome.
crypto orangutan is probably like the one that hates you most.
Dude, bro, I know the crypto orangutan just creates a bunch of fake accounts to troll me. 'Cause that's what he spends his time doing.
He's responsible for these 88 giveaways, probably, yeah, too.
Pretty much, bro. Pretty much.
Doesn't matter.
I think we need more trolls like Barney. Less people like Imperator Juice and fucking Goober, and more Barneys. You know, he's actually funny. Like, some people are just such contrarians and negative twats that they get followers. I think we need more Barneys that are just funny. They're just
Yeah, I mean, there's just people out there who's trying to fucking mimic Imperpetrator right now, because Imperpetrator or whatever his name is.
Imperpetrator.
You're not actually saying imperpetrator.
Imperator.
Imperator, whatever, bro. Anyways, I don't even know, bro. I don't follow him.
Stop trying to act dyslexic so you get sympathy, bro.
Anyways, like, people just trying to mimic him, you know, and he's done well for himself, but like he's himself, and he's doing what he's doing.
He's an
doing well.
amazing troll. He's got like some of the best
He
fucking
is a
content on my Twitter feed. Like,
He is a funny
people
troll.
who get triggered by him, I just must be so thick. 'Cause
I don't get triggered by him, but he tries, in my opinion, he tries too hard to be a contrarian sometimes.
I don't know, man. I fucking love his feed. It's amazing.
If he's really trolling all the time, which I don't think he is, I think he uses it a lot as an scapegoat. But if he really is trolling all the time, he's fucking funny as hell. But I think I feel like
Did you
he's
say an
hiding behind
scapegoat?
it too much.
Did you say an scapegoat?
Yeah, bro.
It's a scapegoat, bro.
It's an escape.
Yeah, it's a scapegoat, not escape. It's nothing to do with escape.
It's not escaping anything, bro.
Can I leave now?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I believe, yeah, that's
Got the
pretty
educated
too
great
far.
James.
Why is everyone so bad at speaking
America.
English? What have I been brought into? Is this like an English second language class or something?
I believe, yeah, this like has been pretty fun. I believe if viewers, I mean, are here, then they could probably like draw some nice feedbacks, nice content from all of us. I believe this is like the very start. I would definitely plan to launch next lives. This will really require probably like talking first with all of you to prepare some content. Yeah, but still, fun.
Quickly
fun.
before you leave,
Yeah.
you, Cred, and Monkey are very, very fucking good at TA. Maybe tell people like quickly where you'd look to learn or become pros like you, because they're probably interested in that too.
Easy. You should buy my book.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Flip a coin, you'll probably outperform yourself.
Oh my god. What,
Good one, Cred.
what about you, Burb? Because
Oh shit, man. Yo, it's your face.
bro, a lot of people don't listen to you, Burb, but you actually do some good TA sometimes that you'll get hate for, but you still do it. So like, where do you get your TA knowledge from?
I mean, actually, I read this Murphy stuff. This Murphy, the market trade technical analysis for financial markets. I believe like this is the very good position to start. As far good that you asked this, because many birds actually are asking constantly where the sources to learn from. And I believe, yeah, as far as I know, Monkey, I'm actually on my way to read his position as well, his book. Yeah, I mean,
you have to pay me first. I gave it for free.
Yeah, no, you're lying. You're giving me for free. Yeah, I would still like cover definitely like this book on crypto and good things. Actually, I've got a few positions on my shelf in terms of the technical analysis, and not only in terms of the fundamentals. I was having like my classes as well and my Warsaw School of Economics. That pretty much sucked, really. I mean, I actually approached this lesson with a guy who's like the total opposite to technical analysis, and he says it's all about the pretty much luck, and that he's always saying that it's pretty much 50-50 distribution, whether the price will go up or down. Yeah, I kind of don't believe this, but yeah, I would love to hear one time on the podcast to tell us so in front of our
you should do a podcast with you three, you, Monkey, and Cred, just about TA and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Guys,
Cringe.
we may get doing that.
I love you guys, but my phone's dying.
Yeah, my computers too.
I love you.
Got a Mac.
Okay, so I believe, yeah, definitely for market psychology too, as Alias writing. It's all about psychology, guys. It's all about psychology. Okay, so thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. This could be probably all for this nice shit. Actually, I need to drink some shit because my throat got sore pretty much, and Thursday I believe this next week probably we'll do kind of similar stuff. So expect links on Twitter. Follow these guys. Follow Cred. Follow Verso. Follow Shilnai. Arab's having no account Twitter probably yet, so but I will insist he'll make one to talk about some blockchain stuff. And yeah, don't forget to buy Monkey's book.
What up?
Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Cheers, bro.
Yeah, cheers,
Yes,
yo.
boy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, thanks, guys.